the global operating system threw a terminal exception on April 1st, 2026.
Well, I wouldn't call it a bug exactly.
It is a terminal bug. Donald Trump's address detailing the military operation against Iran, specifically the threat to bomb the nation back to the Stone Ages, is not a political strategy. It is the final destructive hallucination of linear capitalism.
Okay, but you have to
look at the physical costs. Within moments of that broadcast, the architecture of global survival contorted. Brent crude violently spiked 5 to 7%, breaching the $112 threshold.
Right, markets react to news that's...
Asian and European markets plunged, with S&P futures dropping a full percent. Domestically, gasoline immediately breached $4 a gallon. The system is aggressively attempting to lower the existence cost of a competitor to absolute zero, while violently spiking the survival cost for the rest of humanity.
I mean, hold on. You have to look at this from a common sense perspective. This isn't a bug. It's a necessary geopolitical reality.
It is a negative-sum cascade.
Look, the United States is the world's largest oil producer. For decades, we've heavily subsidized the safety of global trade routes. Forcing other nations to secure the Strait of Hormuz themselves is simply, pragmatic burden sharing in a highly dangerous world.
The global economy is a closed planetary system. In a closed system, you cannot achieve security by increasing the entropy, the disorder, and destruction of the whole.
But the world doesn't operate on a theoretical planetary balance sheet. It operates on finite resources and immediate threats. Survival requires securing your own resources before a hostile actor compromises them. Trump is just playing the game as it actually exists.
Any expenditure of massive energy to violently dismantle a competitor's infrastructure is the ultimate resource waste. You are forcing the globe to expend even more energy to repair what was destroyed.
Because you have to secure the base. By prioritizing this U.S.-first approach, the administration is maximizing leverage and ensuring American energy dominance while the rest of the world panics. It's a rational business decision to protect American interests.
It is not a rational business decision. It is the equivalent of a man at an all-you-can-eat buffet hoarding every single plate of meat.
Well, he's securing his supply.
He is actively destroying the stoves at the neighboring tables and screaming, "If you want meat, hire your own guards or I will raise this place to the ground."
That's a bit extreme. He's just using leverage to...
He is breathing in the inflationary smoke he just created. You cannot deliberately initiate a massive disruption in a globally integrated commodities market and expect to wall yourself off from the inflation.
Yes, but the administration explicitly acknowledged that the market reaction is just a short-term panic. Once the threat is neutralized, the risk premium evaporates. The U.S. energy shield is robust enough to weather this localized inflation.
The U.S. energy shield?
Exactly. Our domestic production capacity holds strong.
You are describing a fire chief starting a massive bonfire in his own front yard, pouring gasoline on it and boasting, "My firepower is the biggest in the world."
And his firepower is the biggest. That deters other actors.
The heat from his demonstration is actively melting his own roof. That $4 a gallon gas is the roof caving in.
It's a temporary toll paid for long-term strategic dominance.
The fuel he is using for this bonfire is chopped directly from the structural pillars of his own economic stability. Rebuilding a refinery, replacing destroyed tankers, rerouting global shipping lanes that requires massive amounts of physical capital, steel, and labor.
But look at the global reaction on X. You can't ignore the attention economy. The global response is immense, and he is masterfully manipulating that fear and uncertainty into immediate geopolitical leverage.
Attention, in this specific context, is a forged currency.
It forces every foreign leader to negotiate on his terms.
It is the strip mining of human cognition. It is a man setting off massive, flashy fireworks in the dead center of a solemn funeral, screaming, "Look at me, look at how much gunpowder I have."
He's controlling the global focus. That is soft power directly enabling hard power.
The goal is not the creation of value. The goal is to force everyone to cover their ears and pay a physical toll.
What physical toll? It's narrative control.
Every single algorithmic trading system repricing global risk, every server farm processing the spike in data traffic, every supply chain manager working overtime to reroute shipping lanes. That is a massive expenditure of finite energy, millions of kilowatt hours drained just to process his high-frequency noise.
Calling it high-frequency noise severely underplays the reality of hostile state actors. The kinetic progress is overwhelming. The power projection is actually working to keep America safe from external threats.
You cannot dodge physical resource correlations. Military power does not grant immunity from the laws of supply and demand.
But establishing a physical boundary that adversaries won't cross?
It is a biological and physical impossibility to initiate massive kinetic destruction and shield yourself from the thermodynamic blowback. You're describing a kid claiming he simply jumped over a lightning strike to avoid being hit.
Look, it's not a playground game. The domestic base requires strong leadership.
It is a kid covered in mud, missing a shoe, busting into a classroom yelling, "I just fought a UFO and saved the Earth, so hand over all your school lunch bread."
That is incredibly dismissive of the actual security apparatus.
He is using extreme entertainment to mask the systemic flooding and physical vulnerability of his own position.
But people need that sense of security. Despite the flaws you point out in the linear model, and sure, blowing up infrastructure is inefficient strongman tactics, provide a profound psychological safety net.
A sense of psychological security cannot lower the price of bread when the supply chains inevitably fracture.
The linear model of accumulation is literally the only reality the public knows how to operate within. In a terrifying world, populations will consistently rally behind the actor who promises to secure the perimeter and hoard the necessary resources.
He is a man about to lose a game of musical chairs.
We can't just abandon the system that makes people feel fundamentally safe. The realist approach is the only rational strategy we have left.
So he sets the entire venue on fire, laughing loudly, "Now I am the only one sitting."
But he is still sitting. He has the leverage.
The chairs are already turning to ash. The existing system will inevitably collapse under the weight of its own entropy, and the transition to circular capitalism is the sole rational investment remaining for human survival.